Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Candy Show. I'm your host, Candy. We are right back here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I have another special guest in the building. I want you guys to welcome Miss Costabelle
Hello.
Janae.
Hi. Hi, Candy. How are you
I'm
doing?
fine. How are you
I'm good.
doing?
I'm good.
Good,
hmm
awesome, awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You have a lot of things going on. You're a musical artist.
hmm
That's number one reason why I wanted to come have you on the Candy Show because I first seen you a few months back, and
Yeah.
you had a song you were performing with Beyond Me Music Group and all
Yes.
that good stuff. So I was like, you know what? I love the song that you had out and you were singing.
Euphoria?
Yes.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
so welcome. All right, all right. Well, tell a little bit about yourself. So you're Haitian, but you're born here in Indianapolis.
Yes, I'm born to Haitian immigrants. My mom is from Haiti, the capital of Port-au-Prince, and my dad is from Haiti too. He was raised on the countryside. My mom came here early 90s uh, to New York. And then she lived there for like almost 10 years, experienced high school, the American life. And then my dad came in 1999, I believe. And then 2 years later, I was born in 2001. So yeah, it's from my parents. It's a beautiful story because it shows that how far they came, and then like how did I get here? And it's like, you know, in Indiana, in the Midwest, Haitians in the Midwest. It's a lot of Haitians now, so that's where I'm from. I'm from the west side of Indianapolis.
Nice. So do you still have your I mean, so did you ever even have an accent? How
I
did you
did.
communicate with your parents? Because right now you sound very American.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I took LAP class. LAP was like a language um class that they pulled you out of class because you couldn't speak English well. So I was raised speaking Haitian Creole, and then when I got into school, they're like my accent, the way how I phrase words, and and they're like you need to be pulled out of class to work on your English. So English has was not my first language.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So are you still able to communicate in your first language?
Yeah, just a little bit, but since I'm around more American
Mhm.
culture lately, I'm more speaking American with an American accent. But sometimes when I'm at home, I do have more of a Caribbean accent. It's not thick, but it's there.
It's there. It's
Because my
enough.
mom and my dad, yeah,
Okay, it's enough to still communicate and
communicate.
still give
hmm
that home vibe.
They
Okay.
don't. They both speak English too.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
nice.
hmm
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this. So when I met you a few months ago, like I said,
Uh
we
huh.
you were doing a performance,
Yeah.
Beyond Me Music Entertainment Group. Tell me, how did you link up with them? Because I know Watson was on the program also not too
Oh,
long
was he?
ago.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's awesome. Um, I started off of on band mix. Band mix. I was doing a lot of modeling and acting, like practicing. We call it training in LA for a week, and I was just praying to God, and I was like, God, if you can just send someone who has a studio, who has something, send them my way, and I just let it go. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna do it or not. And then 3 days later, uh, I had a email from Watson, and he had a whole paragraph about his mission and who he is and what he's um, striving and trying to impact for. And I was inspired by it, and I also saw that he was also Haitian. So I was like, oh, a Haitian brother, this is cool and awesome. And met up in the studio. We made some good music, definitely collaborated. Um, and talk about the mission that he's going to do when it comes become with Beyond Me and stuff like that. So I hopped on and I believed and put in so much energy into it, and it is a wonderful experience because I have learned how to do studio work, how to manage artistic direction, and also how to execute and impact people with your story. So I kind of take that in with my music. Yeah.
So to describe your music, because when I first heard it, I felt like a little pop
hmm
going on. So to describe
Yeah.
for the people who don't know, what type of music do you actually record?
I make soulful pop, but most definitely the whole umbrella is just pop music. A lot of mix of soulful pop, experimental pop, I like I don't know if you heard of Bjork before.
Never.
No, but she's very abstract. The way how she sings is very ethereal. So I use a lot of choir sound, ethereal, cathedral sounds, basically to give this holy, what do you call it? Soulful vibe to my music because I want people to feel that, like, that soul again. Because music is very dead lately, in my opinion. It's
Mine
very
too.
cold. It sounds very cold to me. So I was like, why not put some soul into it, and also the beyond me thing that I learned humanitarian. We all have souls, so I was like, might as well put some real soul and some real connection there in my music.
So how long have you been doing music?
Since last year, I started last year.
Oh, wow.
Music saved me. Yeah,
Oh,
it saved me.
it saved you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can tell that there's a story behind that. I mean, anybody tell you that something saved them?
Yeah.
Something has happened to where it inspired you to,
hmm To go in.
yes, ma'am. So talk about it.
It saved me because I left a relationship at the time, and it wasn't tumultuous, but it was limited to who I wanted to be. I kind of put myself in a box. I was like, if I'm this, that means that I can't go after music. I can't do this, and you don't really have people who have the same vision as you, so you kind of believe them because you have low self-esteem. You don't believe that in yourself that you can actually do it. So I kind of broke up with music. I left music alone because someone was telling me you should focus on one thing. Don't think about doing this and that because then you're wasting time. But I talked to someone older than me and they're like, that is the most dumbest, advice, because if you have multiple gifts, you should able to use all of them. You should use all of them. So I went in and I made my first song called Angel. And it was just electronic, you know, experimental pop music. And it sounded really good to me and I liked it. And I was like, the power that I have to do this on a computer and use my voice and engineer it. I was like, this is my saving grace. And after that, few weeks later, when I started music, Watson send me a text. It was like, "Hey, how are you doing? Checking up on me." He's like, "Hey, how are you doing? I know you said you left music and stuff." And I was like, "No, I'm back in it again." He's like, "What?" And I was like, "Here's my song." And he listened to it and he was like, "Oh, this is really good." He's like, "Would you like to come back, be in the group?" And I was like, "Sure." Because I didn't think that I was gonna come back because I left music behind. I was like, I'm gonna do the modeling and then stick to that, maybe stay with my boyfriend at the time and eventually get married. I was planning things without consulting with God.
Oh, there you go.
I
There
was
you go.
planning things without consulting with God, and, you know, he had to, like, I don't know, I feel like God had to step back and let me experience and see that you put your faith into too many people and they let you down. You need to go back in. That's where it is. The kingdom. He said, God says the kingdom is in. You
In
know.
you. Hmm.
So I went in and made music, and if God moved Watson to text me, and then I came in, and then I had something to focus on, which was music, and then from there, I got into the community, and I saw how people were living, and I saw churches and excuse me, churches and um, communities in downtown, like, the homeless and stuff like that. And I was moved by it 'cause I was like, I'm not the only one in pain, and I'm not the only one who's alone. And I love doing this, mixing music with performance and communicating through music to move someone to look at a different perspective. And that gave me something, a different outlet. And that like changed my whole life. And that made a 180 in my mind, in my spirit, and everything about me. It's like it's all centered now about art. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And people don't realize that. Sometimes people
hmm
don't realize that music is therapy.
It
Like
is.
literally therapy.
It is. Yeah.
It can definitely take you there, but it
hmm
also can bring you out of whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
experience joy, pain, happiness, love. It's
hmm
just so therapeutic.
hmm
So you basically disengaged from the music industry, anything music, but it
Yeah.
brought you back. So let's talk about when you're recording. Do you
hmm
have a specific message in mind when you're recording? Are you writing these songs?
Yes. The first time when I started making music, well, the first time I made my first song, I I was just singing about like an angel to protect me and guide me. An angel protect me and guide me, and who would be that angel for me? But it was like a fun, I don't know, experimental sound where it was just like soundscapes, a lot of like robot sound. I don't know how to put it, but if anybody can get it, like, understand, it's almost like that Bjork, Grimes kind of electronic pop. And then eventually, when I got into back to Beyond Me and the whole Beyond Me message, and I realized over time, God was showing me like your music can be used to bridge that gap and to be that encouragement for others. So I kind of add my stories into the music about humanity, asking the question, why do we do the things that we do? I do this thing where um, I shout out communities and talk about wars and stuff like that that's going on. Definitely what's going on today.
Mhm.
And I put in my music, and that's what I'm working on right now, being truthful about the raw state of humanity, where we at right now. I think being surface level with the charity causes and stuff like that, that's awesome. But then sometimes we got to go a little bit deeper and be like, right now, the economic state right now in the world is really bad. Humanity in different many forms in India, the Middle East, Haiti, um, South America, South Asia, there's a lot of trafficking and stuff like that. So I'm very realistic when it comes to the layers of each causes, no matter how deep and dark it is, because that's what God sees too. He sees a child in the hot sun starving to death. And if I see that, I should able to do the work and bring that cause to someone else to say, that's happening. And how does it feel if you were there, if it was your niece or your daughter?
So would you describe this more of a music aware,
Mhm.
music wokeness, music conscious? So because if I hear soul pop,
Yeah.
but then at the same time, I'm hearing your lyrics are more conscious, like,
Mhm.
more socialized
Yeah. Yeah.
versus like pop R&B, more,
Mhm.
love. And I'm talking about like relationships
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all those other things that people talk about in,
Yeah.
in pop
Mhm.
music.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you're going in a different direction.
I am artistically right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Um More than just the same thing in the industry where we talk about romance and oh my
Mm.
boyfriend and love and this and that, and that's real. People are experiencing abuse, maybe a lover that they want to see again or somebody they want to talk to, but sometimes as an artist you are an observer. You have to observe and take in and write that story for someone else. It's not only about love, it can be about pain through um, parents, or when you were bullied or something that happened to you that's so deep. An artist spoke about it. It makes bring awareness to it. So I kind of do this thing where it's a mix. I don't want to only be too conscious, but I do want pop songs where it's uplifting and it
Mhm.
wakes the soul. Um, and I do, and I'll shift that to another song where I'll get real about a topic. And if someone wants to like, hear that, that'll be their version of their way of being like awakened and say that, oh, I can relate to that song. So I'm very like multifaceted in my music and my writing.
So let's talk about Euphoria because that was the
Mhm.
first song that I heard of
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, yeah.
So tell me, would that fall in more the lines of normal music and the words and things like that? Or is that more of a conscious, or is it just more like just a feeling, a vibe?
I, it's a mix. It's a feeling and a vibe, but if you read the lyrics, it's about standing up for yourself. It's
Mhm.
about taking up the space, becoming who you are. Don't be ashamed. If this is who you are, this is who you are. That God has created you to be that. And don't humble yourself too much to the point people can walk on you and you say that's okay because I have to be humble. No, take that space, go on that stage, go into that place that God calls you to go in and show yourself, because that's the glory. That's the point. So when I wrote Euphoria, it was about just standing up, entering a space, um, taking and doing revolution through the space and the causes that you love and care about. And that's what Euphoria is about. It's not too political, but it should fit. It should fit the whatever issue you have. It should able to fit
Okay.
in
It's
there.
applicable to
Hmm.
all. It's a safe song.
Yeah, it's a safe song all over. So if you're experiencing something, you can hear Euphoria and say, "Oh, I can take up my space and give boundaries and do all that." And there's no shame in it at
Talk
all.
talk about the production of Euphoria and also who
Yeah.
who you work with besides the reason. Okay, I love Euphoria. I'm gonna be honest, but it made me feel like, ooh,
Did
like,
it?
oh my gosh, like I'm feeling
Oh.
loved, you know. But I will say this though.
Mhm.
The music, you've heard this you heard this before too.
Uh-huh.
It was so much music that I really wasn't able to understand the words.
Okay.
So
I did remember you did say that. You
yeah,
wanted to hear the lyric.
yes,
Um.
yes, that was also that day.
Mhm.
It's not gonna say that's happening for everybody now,
Yeah.
but that day I was able to just more listen to the vibe of the music. Hey, because I'm a dancer, so I love dancing, and so
Oh.
I was like, okay, I love that. But
Mhm.
then I'm still listening to it, but I'm still just focusing more on the vibe. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I wanted to make sure that we talked about Euphoria and what's
Mhm.
the actual message behind it,
Yeah.
because for me as a dancer, I'm losing it. I'm losing the message when I hear just the music. And so
Mhm.
that's why I want to make sure you
Mhm.
reiterate what Euphoria is supposed to be specifically about.
Yeah. I mean, Euphoria is really just about entering space that you should be in. Don't be ashamed. Be yourself. Claim that stage, whatever that stage is. It doesn't have to be a real like stage where performers. It can be the workplace. It can be church where Sally Mae, she got this degree, she did this in Bible college, so I can't go in and do this. But no, you can. It's in you. You don't have to have a class because God already instilled it in you. Maybe she had to go through classes because she had to work on herself, and that's God's journey. But
It sounds inspirational
yeah, it's
is
like
what I was trying to get at.
inspirational, more encouraging
Mm.
to push you into being yourself and awaken your heart in a way. Because my mom listened to it. She said she felt like her heart was like a door, like being knocked at. Like I can't explain it. Like her heart felt like there was someone
Dun,
was
dun, dun, dun.
knocking there. Yeah.
You know how when you listen to certain songs and it
Mhm.
gives you a different feel, like
Mhm.
how when you go into church and the
Yeah.
message is what the message is, but everyone receives it in a different way. So
Yes.
I feel like that's what you're saying. What euphoria is, it's
Mhm.
applicable to everybody's situation.
Yeah.
You receive it how you receive it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it, love it. So
Yeah.
go ahead and talk again about the production. Who does your production?
I do.
What? Wait, hold up. What? You sing, you write, and
Yeah.
you produce, and what else do you
I I figured that out last year.
do?
I did. I can engineer and tune music in a way where it made people feel that way. People love the way how I stack my vocals, and they're like, "This is so good." And I remember I was in the studio, and they're like, "You engineered this?" I was like, "I kind of did." They're like, "It sounds really good. If you get classes, Costabelle, you could actually become a sound engineer." And I was like, "I can see that because I'm really good at visualizing sound." And I listened to music since I was a kid. I was very quiet as a kid. All I did was just listen to music, and I knew how music was supposed to sound. So when I went in on BandLab and created on my laptop, used the equipment that Beyond Me gave me, and I just went in and just sang, engineered. I researched what type of frequencies you should be using in music in the industry, what frequencies they used versus the standard, and I just did some research, and that's how I made Euphoria. And yeah, I was
Wow.
shocked. I was like, that sounds pretty good, and I know how to mix and master just a little bit. I think uh, it was a process, but it was a good process because the way how it sounds so pop, but I know it could be polished a little bit more
Mhm.
for the radio, but I would give that to a real sound engineer, but that's how much I engineered and that's how good it sounds. I'm, like, shocked the fact that I did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go on, let everyone know because sometimes we don't do this at the beginning, sometimes we do it at the end, and
Mhm,
sometimes we do it in the middle.
mhm.
Go ahead and let everybody know how they can follow you on all your social media pages.
You can find me Costabelle on Instagram, and then Costable Janae on Instagram, YouTube, and Linktree. Uh, can't remember, and also not Spotify, SoundCloud. I will be putting my music soon on Spotify, but right now it's on SoundCloud.
Go ahead and spell it just in case for someone who's listening to it and not
Costabelle,
really looking at
yeah,
this.
Costabelle, Janae Janea.
Nice. Okay. And go ahead and tell them the songs that you already have out besides, okay,
Mhm.
Euphoria obviously is my favorite.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, I do also have Maria. That one's a deeper, somber, like it almost sounds like the ocean. That one's about nature, using nature and as a way as an allegory to about a human's body. You know um how man comes into nature and destroys it. It's the same way how
Mm.
people come to somebody who's like young and fresh and then they just, destroy the nature of that person. There's so many people who walk with toxins that wasn't theirs. It was just already spewed on them. So I use that allegory in a way to say that humanity, in a way, can taint nature and ruin it. But yet again, nature does come alive again, and eventually the water would clear. So that's what Maria's about. I do have the song Angel. No, 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 not Angel. Higher. That one is just a fun pop song
Okay.
about I'm going higher. I'm having fun. The
Elevating.
sky, yeah, elevating the sky is the limit. You know, here I am.
Okay. So, with that being said, you just said something that just triggered me.
Hmm.
I'm sure you heard of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you go see the movie, by the way? Because I've
No,
seen
I
it.
haven't
What?
seen it.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah.
You have to see it. The reason why I said that because what you just said to me,
Mm.
that sounds more on the line of his Man in the Mirror.
Yes.
You familiar with that song?
I listened to it all the time when I was a kid. My
Mhm.
dad played it all the time. Something in me when I saw my dad played it, um, seeing him play it over and over again growing up is because it meant something for him because he came from a country where it was just poverty. And Michael Jackson was his icon. He would dress like him. He would tell me he would dance like him. Like men look up to Michael Jackson because he was the standard of what it is to be gracious, beautiful, and a person who cares about other people. So when he played Man in the Mirror growing up, something in me was like, this means a lot to my dad because he came from a place of heavy poverty. I mean, he didn't grow up with um, a father. Who can be his father? Who can he look up to? And Michael Jackson was that person for him. And he loved dancing, and all he did was, hang out with friends, play soccer and dance Michael Jackson and Man in the Mirror was his song that he played and I think that song also touched me because it made me realize that even though it was about a man, it still can be about us as women. Like we
Yes.
need to look at ourselves, reflect, what are we doing? How are we hurting people? How can we better people's lives? And I think I knew that at a young age that, those songs influenced me to be a better person. Um, yeah.
I love that. And then see the other song I was thinking of,
Mhm.
the Earth song.
Mhm.
Those 2 hit me all the time. Every time I hear it, I'm crying because
The
it's just like, yes, oh my freaking goodness. And then when he did his This Is It,
Uh-huh.
oh, I
And
loved
my dad
it.
had that album too.
Oh my gosh, I did too. Cause so listening to you, I kind of get that vibe of
Oh.
the type of music that you're
Mhm.
making, and I can really relate to it because of
Mhm.
to me growing up Michael Jackson lover, love Michael Jackson all day long.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I connect with him, besides the fact we're Virgos, you know.
Okay.
So we're very sensitive,
Mhm.
but I felt that I've got that was a relatable trait that I have a connection with Michael Jackson was
Yeah,
because of the humanitarian effort.
me
And so
too.
if you ever know that, if you've never known this or not, but that was what the candy show was about. It was about giving back to others,
Definitely.
in the way that I can truly give back
Yeah.
and give other people the platform to
Mhm.
shine and showcase. Those were my connections to Michael. And so when I was listening and hearing you say that, I was like, you know what? Music, the humanitarian effort, everything about your music is uplifting, it's inspiring, but it's also telling the truth. I swear that just
Yes.
sounded like those two songs of Michael's.
Oh, thank you so much. I
So
love that.
welcome. You're so
That's a big
welcome.
compliment.
It is because not a lot of people do make that music. And
No,
when they
no.
do make it, it's really not popularized.
Yes, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that intersection of the today's music, how it sounds, with what Michael Jackson did and what I learned from Beyond Me, into a like the way how Beyonce and who else, like any other artists, Zara Larson, who else. I want my music to sound like in that bubble, but it has like Costabelle's message and her ethos to why she is making music. It's almost I kind of want to model off of what Michael did, because I was so inspired by him at a young age. He he talked about going to children's hospitals. To see someone who cares about children, it made me feel like, I can do anything. Putting beliefs in children makes children believe that they can be somebody. So, listening to his music, it's almost like an encouragement for me to look forward to do the philanthropy and the humanitarian efforts in my music. That's what I want to do, and intersect that pop and its pop sound and that real popularized sound, so people can, take it with them in their playlist.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now you mentioned modeling earlier because you're a
Mhm.
very beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
So what's going on with that? So is this a side career?
Um, from no, I don't think it's a side career. I used to think that it was,
Mhm.
but I think I have learned that don't.
Put all your eggs in one basket?
No, it's don't neglect them.
Okay.
All of them should be on the front, so you can get the opportunities that God has given you.
Oh, okay. So if you have 5 different talents, 5 different gifts, don't just focus on one,
Yeah,
because all the time, 10
yeah,
times out of 10,
yeah.
one gift will open the door for another
For
gift.
another, yeah, and that's how it has been for me for the past month after um leaving Beyond Me and being on hiatus. I have learned that when you enter like the other spaces and they have shows, they're like, you know, you sing, you do this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Can you, do your song? And I'm like, I have an uplifting song for this show, and they're like, oh, let me listen to it. And they're like, oh, this is an uplifting message. This would be really good. And I will perform at these fashion shows. And that's how it's like, that's why I'm learning that don't close the door on your gifts at all, because it's going to open, you know, another door and then another door, another door. So, yeah.
That's so true. But you've been in this for about a year now.
Hmm.
You're still fresh and new,
Hmm.
but at the same time, you have a variety of experiences, and you've
Yeah.
learned some things that some people haven't learned even when they've been in the business for so long.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, where is your next outlook? What would you like to touch next? You're talking about music. You're talking about modeling.
Hmm.
What's another avenue you'd like to discover?
Uh, I think the acting, definitely. I think I have a lot of emotions to able to execute a story, I believe. But I think acting, I did do a commercial, Game Bridge,
Oh,
with Caitlin Clark. Yeah.
oh, you did a commercial? Shut
Yeah, at the
up.
Game Bridge. Yeah, I saw it on TV actually when I was performing at the Hot Boys. Not Maisha, what's her name? I forgot her name. But the Hot Boys, It's a Comeback. That's a show that forgot her name. Ooh.
Don't get me I guess I'm a
But it was the Hot Boys. It's a comeback event, and I looked up and I was like ready to like I was about to perform soon, and I looked up and I see the commercial. I was like, look at that, the intersect. And so I was like, that's so cool. That I did that commercial, and I was like, I want to explore more into commercials and acting, and do that. But mostly, I do want to focus on modeling and music because that's where I'm at. Mostly music because I feel like I love to perform, but I wanna do a lot of, like, acting and here and there and, just express myself emotionally and
Mm.
share a story that way.
Are you signed to a modeling agency or anybody right now? Is everything
No, not
independent?
independent.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's talk about, have you worked with anybody since you're fresh and new?
Uh-huh.
Have you worked with anyone as far as artist development or anything like that? Tell me a little bit about,
Uh,
did you just wake up say, hey, I wanna start singing and stuff like that and just go in and meet beyond me music and that's it. No, tell me
artist
about that.
the artist development, right?
Mhm.
I would say
Have you worked with any coaches, any acting coaches, any singing
mhm.
coaches, vocalists?
Yes, I went to LA 2022 at an international competition, and that was for commercial modeling and, acting, and I can't remember. Mm, headshot basically. But that was like a category, the best headshot, and I won that, and I won best commercial model. So I won two of that, and that was an international, which I didn't take that in. I was so like low on myself
Mm.
and esteem when I won. I kind of thought like, no, whatever. I didn't take in and bask in, what I did because I felt like, it was I just didn't have confidence. So I went to LA. I did some little TV acting when it comes to training for that, and then modeling training. I didn't do any music because at the time I didn't have confidence in my singing. I didn't know what type of music I would be making. I would see girls sing, and I'm like, I wish I could sing like that. I wish I can like belt, and but now it had to be a process to understand that you're a little different, and that's okay. You don't sing like her, but you do have something to deliver and something to give. So, um, my development came through just confidence and also through the little confidence through like the modeling and acting to help me with my voice and how to project it. I do still have a little bit of a shyness to me.
I can definitely tell that because I'm shy, so I can definitely recognize that as
Yeah, I
well.
do, I do, but it's a work in process, but I'm more confident in myself from 4 years ago till
Okay.
now. And I think also that artist development came through beyond me with the touring and then waking up early in the morning, staying late overnight, just writing music, doing administration work a little bit, maybe a little bit of media work. And that was my training there. I didn't look at it I did look at it that way, but I didn't look at it fully that way. But then here I am now, and I'm just like, all of that for the past 5 years that I've been doing was my training. And now here I am getting opportunities to sing
Mm.
and model and design t-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. You
Yeah.
designing things. Well, come on now. Again,
So
one door opens up another for to
another
see
one.
all the
Yeah.
gifts that you can't portray in
Yeah.
one
Don't hide
field.
them, don't hide them. They will all open because art is the full umbrella. It's just the
Yes.
little pockets, podcasting is the same thing,
It's a
you
form
could
of art.
it's a form of art. The art of dialogue and speaking and questioning and understanding someone is artistic, you know?
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Because a lot of people seem to not wanna get in touch with finding out who they are. What are their
Mhm.
gifts? What are their talents?
Mhm.
To be honest, I didn't find out that I was in this the philanthropy
Mhm.
side, and it's not like the full blown philanthropist like
No,
you would
yeah.
see like worldwide, but
Yeah.
what I offer, I did not know that about myself until like 2005.
Wow.
So for you to get in touch with all of these gifts at this such a young age is so amazing because see
Thank you.
that your world is open up
Yeah, it
so
has.
much.
It's based off of experience and how I was treated. I was never treated nice growing up. I was really excluded about around people. People always exclude me out because maybe the way how I talk or I act or um, the way how I carry myself, and they're like, you're weird, or I used to get teased a lot and picked apart. It's like, why you do that? Da, da, da. Why she speaks like that? I'm from a different.
Oh,
I mean, I was raised in a. I was raised in a home where English wasn't the first language, so being picked apart and teased and put aside. Even teachers were annoyed with me. They're like, this girl, I was just the softest, kindest girl, but I was a little bit bouncy, but I wasn't being malicious. But I did see that a lot of people have excluded me out, and I had to like go in a lot by myself, paint, sing, imagine myself as a model. These things I had to like, lift myself up and imagine it. And then here I am now where God is like, here you are. Here you are. You want me to put you in here? Put you in here.
oh
Because,
my gosh. I
since
love that. I love it. I love
thank
it.
you.
I know our conversation can continue to go on. I know I said I wanted to learn more about you.
Yeah.
But let's piggyback again and go a little bit back here. Music.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned artist development, and you talked about a journey, how you work with some professionals, or more so it's kind of self-taught, but at the same time learning from others.
Mhm.
So are you open to working with anyone professionally?
Yes.
Okay. So if someone wanted to, are you a dancer? Do you love
I
dancing?
love dancing. I
Okay.
haven't gotten into it. I
Okay.
I did do it a little bit here and there, like a few times when I was a kid, but yet again, I was so low on myself. I didn't really push myself. So, and there was no opportunities, financial opportunities in my household growing up to able to explore my gifts. So I had to just maybe act it out in my room or just develop it on my own in a way, my own way, maybe not refined and buffed in the right way, but eventually, you know, I figured it out on my own. But I love dancing. I always dance.
Okay, cool. Okay, I can see I'm a dancer. No, no. So no, the reason why I asked that because I'm self-taught as well. So
Uh huh.
listen, not everybody was born with a spoon and a
Mhm.
silver spoon in their mouth
You
and can
just got to
afford it.
do what you got to do.
Yes, so
Yeah.
you learn and you develop things. And so that's the reason why I was asking it because I would love to work with you if that is something that is
Yeah.
in your vision to want to work with someone who wants to help elevate you.
Yes.
Or even if it's not me, are you open to someone working
Mhm.
with someone who can
Yeah.
give you some of those jewels that they've received in their
Mhm.
journey to help bring you in a different light? Okay,
Yeah.
so are you open to that?
I'm definitely open.
Awesome.
When you said jewels, I was thinking because they've been in pressure before. Jewels is in pressure. So when someone else gives you something so valuable, you take it. Don't throw it away. Don't say that. I don't need it anymore or whatever. This person is this. No, really say thank you, God, for having this person here to give me this jewel. Thank you. And even though if that person gave it to me and they didn't think much about it, it means a lot to me. And I'm going to hold that jewel because it was made out of pressure. And I know what you went through. I know that your story that you explained to me, I'm going to hold it for you. And I'm going to hold it because I show respect and reverence in a way. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh wow, girl, you gonna get me crying.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's
Just that
okay.
alone in itself
hmm
can give wow, that's so inspiring. It's inspiring
Oh,
because
don't
of the
make me.
fact that you are doing it. You came out of your shell. Now, granted, you may
hmm
not always be out there all the way because
Yeah.
when you're shy, you're shy.
Yeah.
But when it's time for you to click on, you're clicking
I gotta go
on.
on. I have to.
I love that. I love everything you just said about that because you
Mhm.
understand when someone is providing you information,
Mhm.
they're not just providing it and telling you what to do.
No.
They're giving you information that's going to assist you in your journey. So
Yes.
love that about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you have coming up. Do you have anything coming up? Are you? It's the summertime.
Yes. I really I don't know what I got really. Honestly, I don't know. I'm on this journey by myself right now. So when you're independent, you kind of have to just for me, I just have to wait on God and he's telling me to be still. That's what he's telling me. You just be still. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Different perspectives or narratives that are like being thrown. Just stay in that bubble. I didn't tell you to move. I didn't tell you to go sit in that table. I didn't tell you to enter that door. And now you enter that door, you see how all this happened to you. Go sit down somewhere. And I'm like, okay, God, let me sit down. So now I'm just like taking opportunity by opportunity and trusting Him that put all your gifts on the line. You can model, you can sing, you can act a little bit, you can, promote a little bit for people. Um, put that in the forefront and see how I open that door for you. And that's where I'm at right now.
Oh my gosh,
So,
amen.
yeah. And
I'm
I
glad.
really don't know where I'm going. I really don't. I'm here today and I dressed up and, and this was the other door that open for me, and who knows what else is lying behind, that you have brought this opportunity that might open another door for me because of what you have done for me. So I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. I tell you what, this is a great conversation. I would
Hmm.
love to continue to keep going. I know you also have an event you're going to be participating into
Yes.
later on this evening, so we don't want to take too much of your time. But I definitely want to
Hmm.
encourage you to come back to the candy show.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. Please let them again know who you are
Yeah,
and where they can follow you on your journey.
I am Costabelle Janae. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud. It's Costabelle is Costabelle
Costabelle, I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Is there anything that we have not talked about that you might want to make sure that you get out there so people can
Uh,
know any more about you?
I just I love art. I love art. I love painting. I love being there for people, honestly. I still love and care for people very deeply. I'm a person who feels a lot. And if I feel something deeply, I will move and act accordingly because, I'm not a robot. I'm not supposed to take in, what people are throwing at me. I should able to just remove it and stay clear and say, no, this is who I am. You're not going to change this and do this to me. I am who I am. You'll have to take it or not, and that's okay. And, anyone out there who is going through any type of abuse, type of loss, depression, I've been there before. You're not alone. I'm one of the beacons of showing that this is what glory looks like when you try and push yourself despite whatever is going on around you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what? Let me tell you what I tell everyone. Make sure that they tune into the candy show
Hmm.
because I know I don't know what's going to come up next, and I know you don't. So,
No, I don't.
so just like what you were saying, you're just sitting in the moment, letting God speak to you, and
Hmm.
order your steps and tell you what direction to go in instead of
Yeah.
being so overly anxious to do this, that, and the other. But at the same time, you're trying to also soak it in.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is what I'm gonna say to everyone, as you already know, as we close out this new segment here. Guys, make sure that you are following and subscribe to the YouTube page, and that is the official YouTube page, and that is capital C and the number 2, Candy Productions 2. Make sure you are following, subscribed, and also listen, the algorithm is changing, so you have to put on your notifications to see what the candy show is doing. So make sure you are following the Instagram page, and that is Candy Talk Show. Once again, make sure you are tuned in because guess what? I don't know what's coming up, and I know you don't. So we're gonna let God take that. So guys, make sure you tune in, and thank you so much. Bye.